This episode of the Coolbeans Report is brought to you by carrots. Carrots, because not everything you eat has to taste good. Hey, what's up? Thank you for clicking play. Welcome to another Coolbeans Report Impact Wrestling review. Let's get on with it. So we start the show with Eddie Edwards in the ring, cutting a promo talking about how much of a good guy he is and how much of a stand-up guy he is. Calls out the DCC, says that he's ready for a fight. So out come the DCC. Cool new entrance music, I'm really digging that. It really goes well, I think, with the group. Once again, the DCC put the boots in to Eddie Edwards. Jeff Hardy comes down for the save, setting up a match for later on. So the first match of the night is Jesse Goddard versus Aaron Rex in a non-title match. The first non-Impact Grand Championship rules match that these two have had, and in my opinion it was the best one they've had. Starting to make me believe that maybe the Impact Grand Championship rules should be changed, maybe even dropped. I'm not sure. I just think that it's holding the guys back. It's stopping every couple of minutes for a break. It's no good for the momentum. But yeah, it was a good match, good brawling. Jesse wins, pretty huge win for me. Gets the win, which surprised me. Hopefully this is a sign that Jesse will soon become Impact Grand Champion. We move backstage now. We see Sienna, Laurel Van Ness and Ali. Laurel Van Ness will have you believe that Braxton Sutter is texting her, or more than texting her. Moving along, Gail Kim suffers an injury about 15 years ago against Maria. She has to vacate the title due to an injury. This is good news for me, really good news. As I mentioned before in the previous episode of the Coolbeans Report, that I am a big fan of Gail Kim, but I do feel that the Knockouts division should be built around others, which we'll get to in a little while. And I think this is probably, and I kind of hate myself for saying it, but it's maybe a blessing in disguise for the Knockouts division. So we carry on with the show. Next match is Sienna and Laurel Van Ness versus Brandy Rhodes. Yes, I said Rhodes. We can say it for Brandy, that's cool. And her surprise tag team partner, Madison Rayne. Oh boy. Not much stands out from this match for me, except for how green Brandy Rhodes looked. I don't know if it's just lack of experience or if it's a lack of comfort in the six-sided ring. I'm not sure, but man, she stuck out like a sore thumb there. Actually, Brandy Rhodes was the one that got the pin on Sienna, which surprisingly wasn't the worst booking decision of the night. Again, we'll get back to that. Quick side note though on this match, I do feel that Laurel Van Ness, in every single match I've seen her in, she's looking like a real superstar. She just comes across with such confidence, borderline arrogance of course, but she just looks like she is ready for superstardom. She is so good. I'm looking forward to seeing more from Laurel Van Ness. We move along to House Hardy. We see a broken Matt Hardy segment. He's checking his emails, deleting email after email after email. He even deletes a newsletter from the Young Bucks, which, dude, don't delete that. He mentions that he's going to unsubscribe, and then the scribe shows up, which, did he show up? Was it Matt's imagination? I guess we'll find out. Fatal 4-way action up next. Mike Bennett versus Lashley versus Trevor Lee versus EC3 for the number one contendership. This is a great match. For me, the talking point from this match was the alliance between Trevor Lee and Mike Bennett. This was just great fun to watch, really good fun. I loved how animated Trevor Lee was during this match. He really looked comfortable in this situation. He was not out of place at all with these heavyweights. Definite future star, if booked correctly there. EC3 wins via tap out, using that same submission hold as the one he used last week on Abyss. As I said, really good match, and the end result, EC3, new number one contender. Back to House Hardy now. Matt Hardy with Rebby is watching footage from the final deletion. He seems pretty shocked at what he's watching. He can't really believe that this was him. All pretty good stuff, all really good, entertaining stuff. For me, maybe this is just me being weird, but for me, the highlight of this was the sneeze. Admit it, you thought he was having a premonition. He was doing that noise like, and then he just sneezed, and that was just hilarious. One of the funniest things I've seen on TV in forever. Just so funny, really, really good. Next up, we get another edition of Facts of Life. Special guest on this episode is EC3, again. So what we got out of this was that these two guys are going to have a match soon on Impact, and it's EC3's contendership that he won on the show versus Eli Drake's ability to talk on Impact for the rest of the year. I'm just thankful this year is almost over because EC3 is going to win, so we're going to have to make do without Eli Drake talking for the last month or two of the year. Next up is a brief backstage promo. Jay's doing an interview and she gets interrupted by Crazy Steve and Abyss. Jade acts tough and they basically tell her just to go and find Rosemary, which she's like, okay, cool. Which she does. She goes to find Rosemary. She's searching for her up in the rafters, whispering her name several times like you do when you're looking for somebody. I always find if I'm looking for someone, the best thing to do is just to sneak around and whisper their name, and that normally does the trick. That's normally a good way to go. But she finds her. Rosemary is up there and she finds her, and Rosemary cuts this promo that is just awesome. This has got to be, for me, the best promo from any female in wrestling this year. She just nailed it, and it sets up an amazing match between Jade and Rosemary in a steel cage for the Knockouts title, the now vacated Knockouts title. In a couple of weeks' time, I think they said. This is going to be, if they're given the time, this is going to be a great match, and I cannot wait for this. Either way, no matter who wins this, the fans are the winners, because Rosemary as champion, you have the best character in the business today, in my opinion. And if Jade wins, then you have the best female wrestler on the planet, in my opinion. So either way, this is just gold. Okay, co-main event time now. Basil Baraka versus Mahabali Shera in one of the most anticipated matches in recent memory on Impact. Basil Baraka's great, he's good, but Mahabali Shera is something else. Mahabali Shera wins by tap out. Just a phenomenal match with a great outcome. You really want Shera to be winning these sort of matches because he is a potential future star in this company, and Basil Baraka's not really got much to offer, so this is fantastic. I'm really pleased that Mahabali Shera won this match. Great move by the company. Baron Dax comes down to attack the phenomenal Mahabali Shera. Put the boots to him for a little while. Al Snow comes down and makes the save, setting up a highly anticipated potential match of the year candidate tag team match between Mahabali Shera and Al Snow versus the Tribunal. This is great stuff, and I cannot wait to see this match. Okay, main event time. DCC versus Jeff Hardy and Eddie Edwards in a 3-on-2 handicap match. Loved this match, really loved it. Real physical. Eddie Kingston looked great in this. He looked like a real pitbull. Bram and James Storm, we know they're physical. We know that they are pretty frightening when they want to be. But Eddie Kingston, to me, in this match, seems like a different animal. He really, really stole the show. He really announced his presence. He really announced his arrival here in Impact Wrestling. That chair spot where he got suplexed onto the edges of the chair, not even the actual seat part of the chair, the actual top edges part of the chair, that was sick. I've never seen anything like that in wrestling before, and that was just amazing. I can't believe he took something like that. I'd be surprised if he could walk for the next few days after that. I mean, but not to be outdone, Bram hit the brighter side of suffering, the DDT, on Eddie Edwards from the apron of the ring onto the table. Two amazing, crazy spots in this match, and it was just a great match. The DCC wins in the end after a super kick from James Storm, and we end the show with DCC looking strong, the way it should be. All in all, very, very enjoyable episode of Impact this week. And that'll do it for this episode of the Coolbeans Report. Thank you for clicking play. I will be uploading these every Monday, so feel free to hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at MJ_Coolbeans, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. See ya.